Hi, it's Natalie G. Now today, I'm supposed to have Jessica Jimenez on here. So, gonna wait to see if she shows up. Because I tried contacting her. But while I'm waiting for Jessica Jimenez, hi April, how are you? I watched your thing the other day. I gave you a little shout out. Great information. Love your music. Love you. You're an empowered woman. Love you. Love you. So I'm trying out these beanie things now. I really like them. I think I'm going to get one in several colors. Because listen, when you don't do your hair, they're great. You can just put this on there. Thank you, April. You can just put, you don't do your hair, you can just put this on. It's fantastic. Love, love you. Love, love. So I'm just going to sit here and wait. We have Jessica Jimenez supposed to be on here at noon. She sent me in her info. Thank you. You always look good, April. You always look fabulous. I'm trying to emulate you. I can't get it like you. Because if you knew what I looked like during the pandemic, it's ugly. Very ugly. I try to stay hip like this new. I got this through Just Strong. I like their active wear and stuff like that. But I think I'm gonna get like a red beanie. Yeah, I'm sitting here talking about this. I think that's what they called. That's what Nikki called them. So I'm gonna get them in different colors. But I want to thank everybody that's. Oh, thank you. You look better than I do. Believe me. This is this I just put together in 2 seconds. But I want to thank everybody that watches this show and Sisters in Music, because it's awesome, awesome, awesome. And chatting with Nat and mixing it with Nikki Chris, we're really trying to do something interesting here for the women and the men that support the women. I have to say that. The men that support the women. We love you a lot. I love you a lot. I was surprised by how many men I actually loved our page, so I'm really inspired by that, because it's great. I just love the amazing and awesome support that we've been getting for this page. It's a lot of work. This music industry is a lot of work. So anybody that's supporting us, I thank you from the bottom of my heart. You guys are awesome. I think I see Jessica in there. So I am going to try to bring Jessica into what they are now calling Instagram, the living room. Yes, we have the living room. Let me see if I can get her in here. Invite to join. Alrighty. I just invited you, Jessica, to come in. Hi, Jessica. How are you? How are you?
Good, you?
I'm just surviving a pandemic. It's been crazy. Where are you? Where are you located?
I'm in Colorado.
Colorado.
Yeah.
So let me read your bio here. You are an American singer and songwriter from Denver, Colorado. That's right. Since a young age, you took part with performing live music in your honor choir in elementary school. Music has been a part of you. And in 2017, you released your single, That's Her, that aired on Colorado's own FLO 107.1 radio station. After 3-year gap, you are back and ready for more. So tell us what you have in store for us this year.
I'm planning on releasing I want to do at least a single a month.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I'm trying to work on that. I have a single coming out April 19th called Girlfriend.
Okay.
Everybody's pretty excited about. My last single was called Real. And
okay.
Everybody really enjoyed that one. I did a giveaway, so I kind of want to do like another giveaway, because I feel like when I do giveaways, it's more like a chance for me to like connect with everybody and get to know them more like of a personal level, and like
right.
I think that's what I really enjoy most, like getting to know them as a people.
Yeah, no, that's very smart. The giveaway thing, when I first started in the music business, people are like, oh, you need to give away your music. You'll get more people to actually listen to it, especially if it's like a free download. People will want to listen to it because they know it's free. Now, let's not get crazy. People like free stuff. I
Yeah.
like free stuff. Don't get me wrong. And then that's a good way to actually market your music. You're right. People will be more engaged to want to listen to it, and they'll listen, and then you'll get more fans that'll be excited about the song. What is the song about?
Well, I was talking to this guy, and then for a while, and then all of a sudden he messaged me one day saying, "Oh, I got a girlfriend now. Sorry." So
Really?
yeah,
Yeah, that sucks.
yeah.
People suck sometimes.
Sometimes, yes.
I'm always like, why can't you just listen? Just be upfront. I always tell people, if whoever I'm dating in the beginning, I speak my truth in the beginning, and I'm just like, look, I'm not here for games. Just be honest with me, and if things don't go well, we can at least end it as friends. But if you
Yeah.
do that kind of crap, then you become a song. They just don't understand. And, right? And then millions of people can listen to that song and know how that person treated you. That's what I love about the power of music. So you said you're going to do a song a month. Do you have a theme for the songs? Is there something that you're working around?
Um, I'm just gonna go with whatever happens with the flow of things and just see whatever I come up with. But yeah, that's what my goal kind of is.
But I think you're probably going to go towards the whole relationship vibe.
Maybe.
I mean, that's the thing. And then you could have some ideas about, what it's like being in a relationship during a pandemic.
Yeah.
Because one of the things that I've learned about being a pandemic artist is that I really had to utilize the whole live stream concept to be able to continue to do music, because right now, we're still not, the place is still not open to be able to do touring or live performances and stuff like that. So the whole live streaming aspect of things and how you have to market yourself even more as an artist during the pandemic has been crazy. So how do you market yourself as an artist?
I've been using Instagram a lot, like you were
Okay.
saying, learning how to use the live streams and just like the reels and all these other things they have on Instagram. I feel like it's really like better for me.
Right.
So just being able to like, I always have my DMs open, so I'm always there. Like if anybody needs to communicate or they have any questions or like going through a rough time, like if they want to message me, they can message me, and I'll be like open, ready to answer them or just be there for comfort or anything I can do to
Right.
help.
Right. No, that's good, because one of the things I've learned is that most people want to gravitate to somebody they can say, "Oh my gosh, this person gets me. They
Mm-hmm.
understand me. Oh my God, this song is so great." I went through the same thing. Oh, I have to listen to more of this wonderful woman because she's expressing everything that that I'm feeling right now. So I love that. So how would you describe your music as a whole?
Um, I guess I just go like whatever I am going through. That's what I'm kind of basing my songs off of. Because I know my one of my songs called "Who Am I" was a song I wrote when I was like at a really rough time.
Mm-hmm.
Then I went from like just being about me and like feeling like really down and like going through that really hard time where I was able to connect with everybody. And
Right.
it was like a very depressing song. So I was like, wow, I hope everybody's okay because everybody's like sad. And I'm like, are you guys okay? But then as time went on, it kind of changed and like my sound changed. It's more of like more upbeat stuff. But then
Right.
I was like, I didn't really want to focus on like down music. I wanted to like try to bring more like joy to people, like more excitement, more happiness. So I was like, I could probably get the same message across, but maybe have like a different perspective on it.
Right.
So if I could still get a message across and let everybody know, like at the end, things are gonna be okay and things are just gonna be better. So I was like, if I could still get that message across, but in like a more light way, that would be more great for everybody else.
No, I think that's good. I think it's great to balance the different types of emotions that you go through and the different types of songs that you write about those emotions, because we all have those up and down emotions.
Yeah.
It's okay to write depressing songs because we all get depressed. And it's
Mm-hmm.
good to balance it out with a happy, joy, joy kind of song. I like the fact that you write from your center, meaning that you're writing about your experiences, because that's what people are looking for. They're looking to be able to connect that connection with you, to say, oh my gosh, yes, I'm feeling down right now, and I understand this artist went through the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
And for me, like, I know there are a lot of people that love Beyonce. Like, I think Beyonce is a great performer, but I don't feel like I connect with her because I think it's all about the music and not the connection with the fans. For me, that's what's for me. That's what's my opinion. Her fans are gonna kill me, but I just don't have that connection. I think she's a great performer. I think I would pay to go
Yeah.
see her perform because my God, she puts on a great show, but I don't have the same connection that I have with her, like I have with Adele. So when Adele beat her in the Grammys, people were like, oh my God, Beyonce's album was so great. But they're missing a key point. People connect with Adele on such a deeper level because Adele was so open with her relationships and her breakups and stuff with people like that. And you can feel everything that she went through her music and the way that she sings. So that's awesome that you're bringing about your writing through in your voice through that. Now, what genre do you do?
I'm doing like now I'm kind of leaning more towards pop.
Okay.
Pop music, yeah.
Yeah, pop is good. Pop is popular. That's what I like to say. What do you love about being an artist?
Well, like even though like I am where I am, I'm able to like still reach out to people and connect with people from other countries and just everywhere. Like you would never expect to like have this connection with so many people, which is pretty exciting. Like they're hearing my stuff, they're hearing my story, and just being able to like they listen to the song, they're going through the same thing we are able to have that connection from so far away. It's like phenomenal. I love it.
Yeah, that's one of the greatest things that I've found with this whole the live streaming and this whole networking thing is when, especially with the social media apps, now a lot of them have these platforms where you can go live, and now Instagram has this living room setting where I think you can at least have 4 people on at the same time, and you can have great discussions with people that are just so far away. It's a great way to connect with everybody and be able to touch people's lives and people's lives you never thought that you could connect with that are so far away. I think that is the greatest thing about all of this social media, the internet. And now the pandemic was bad. We know it's still bad, but the thing is, during the pandemic, a lot of people realized a lot of things, the connections that we can make, the fact that you miss physical touch because you can't touch people now. It's just like, oh my God, don't touch me. You may have COVID and stuff like that. So what do you think will be the first thing that you do when COVID is really over?
Probably hang out with my best friend because I haven't hung out with her for a long time. We've been friends since like elementary school.
Right.
About like 20 years we've been friends or something like that. And she's always been there for me for everything. Like everything I've been through, she's always been there. I can always tell her anything. Like she's like one of the truest people I know, and she's really genuine. So I really like to spend time with her, and she's always helping me like through my music, and like I'm always getting her opinion for everything. So
yeah, that's beautiful. It's a sisterhood.
Yeah.
Now, did you get a chance to watch the Grammys?
No, I didn't get a chance to watch the Grammys, unfortunately.
So I always ask everybody, do you know about the controversy about the Grammys?
Oh, yeah.
So let me ask you a question. So I'm asking a lot of people this on my podcast, because especially women, because it's only women I've been talking to recently. So there's been a huge controversy with the WAP song and WAP, I don't know how you say it, with Cardi B and Megan Thee Stallion. You know, their performance was kind of risque, and people just don't. Some people are strict conservatives. More people that are conservative, they really didn't like the performance. They think it was over sexualized. But the thing is, that song has been out for a while, and the music video has been out for a while. So anybody that was going to see that performance would have known that that's what you were going to get. Do you think that we should tell artists how to create? Do you think we should bash these women? Because some people have bashed these women. So what's your opinion on that?
I think that they have the right to be creative, and I feel like they're not forcing it for anybody to watch it or listen to it. It's there. You see it. You don't like it. You could just disregard it. But if it's something that you're enjoying, because like I like the beat, but I don't really like the lyrics that much.
Right.
I don't hate on it.
Right.
I love it, but it's there.
Right.
I'm not like give anybody hate for it, because we all have the right to express ourselves, and we all have the people we connect with, and it's just about having fun and being creative with one another. And if it's not for you, you can always pass it on and go on something different for yourself.
Yeah, I like that answer, because the thing is, what I've told people is not even about them. It's the Grammys that told them that they could do that. So if you're going to get angry at anybody, you have to get angry at the Grammys, and then you have to sit back as an artist and think about, would I want somebody to judge me that way as a creator? We don't tell artists that paint, well, you didn't put that splash of orange wasn't right in that corner. We don't do that. But when it comes to creativity and artistry, when it comes to music, people seem to want to judge us and tell us what to do. Now, I understand the conservative perspective, because if you're conservative, you are not going to like that.
No.
And yeah, the performance would have been better on a cable TV show. It was graphic, but this is the genre. That's rap. And not all rap is like that, because we have Christian music. But for that genre and that art, those artists, that's what they do. And the thing is, what people don't understand, they were empowering themselves. I had a deep conversation with a young lady on Facebook about it, because she really didn't like the whole thing. She didn't think about the empowerment, but I give her a total different perspective on things. And the thing is that because a lot of people were mad that people were bashing Black women. Now, let me just give you another example before I start with that, is that you remember at the Super Bowl, the halftime show, it was Shakira and J-Lo. And people just lost their minds because they were shaking their booty. But that's their heritage. That's their music. This is how we dance. I'm from the Caribbean. This is how we dance. This is what we do. And people are, oh my God, this shouldn't be on TV. One, you can turn it off. Two, get over it. They weren't naked. Some people, I got into so many arguments over that performance. It was ridiculous. But it seems to the anger seems to gravitate towards Latinas, and it also gravitates towards Black women when they perform certain things, because Madonna was doing these things way before we were doing it. Madonna, one of her albums had her naked on it or something, but she was very graphic, but people didn't talk about her the same way that they're talking about the Latinas and the Black women. But the perspective I gave about the Black women is this. If we go all the way back to slavery, the masters used to rape them, do anything they want to them. So now growing up, and we're out of slavery, obviously, hundreds and hundreds of years, but there's still that mentality of trying to suppress the Black woman, trying to tell her what to do. So this is where the empowerment comes from, saying, I am beautiful, I can rock my body, I can do the same things that men do. And there have been worse raunchier performances on a Grammy than what was displayed. And this is how I'm empowered. Empowerment is very different for every individual, especially women. If you're conservative, you're not going to think that performance was something that would have empowered you. So what empowers you?
Just like to do what makes me happy, and if I'm not hurting anybody, I'm like, it's fine. Like I'm not causing any physical harm or mental harm to anybody. I'm just fine with being me and doing myself. And I'm like, I let everybody know, like, do what makes your heart happy, what makes you feel good about you, and understand like your truth as a person.
Right.
And you're like, you lead an example for everybody. Like, oh, this person's doing what they enjoy. They're being happy. They're not causing any physical harm or mental harm or any harm to anybody. So you should respect them and their choices. But if it comes to like, I just feel like people should just do what makes them happy and what's true to them. So, yeah.
Yes. No, I love that. I love that. It's about being compassionate and understanding. Like, I write social impact message album songs now because that's my thing, because I like to talk about what's going on in the world, and I like to speak my truth. And it's not, and I'm not trying to force anybody to basically say, okay, Natalie's right. No, that's not what I'm saying. But I want you to place yourself in somebody else's shoes just to get that sensation. Maybe something might come to your mind that you hadn't thought of. I want my music to make a difference. Do you think that in your writings, you're trying to make a difference in the world with whatever you write?
I feel like there's some messages in there where people are able, like we said, like connecting with one another, and it's like connect with each other. It's kind of like more of an understanding and able to like get through a situation. So I feel like if we're able to like get through a situation, that's more of a way of like understanding one another and about compassion and understand, like you're saying, there's always more than one side to any story. So that's something we all always have to consider. So that's what I think.
Because the main thing that I've realized about music, and doing this for a while now, over 10 years now, is that music has the power to heal.
Yeah.
Music is the one place we should all be able to get along. We're listening to a beat, or we're listening to the lyrics, and we're just like, yeah, we're getting it. We're vibing with it. It shouldn't be a place where there is any discord. We should all be allowed to do any genre that we want to. So that segues into my next question. In the country genre, minorities have been trying to break down that barrier for the longest time. And there's always a lot of controversy with Blacks trying to get into the country music scene. But music should be a place where, I just don't understand that. It's like, for example, Black History Month, CMT did a Spotify playlist for Black History Month. But those same artists should be able to be on any CMT playlist. Why is it that they have to be on that particular playlist?
Yeah.
So what do you think about that?
I don't. I feel like when like you said, like the certain playlist for a certain month or a certain
Right.
or so, I think that's like totally stupid. I think they should be right to be on any playlist, and they should all be like completely equal to each other. Like not like equal, but like have the same opportunity as everybody else. And there shouldn't be like a. I understand celebrating difference and everything, but like I feel like when it comes to like, oh, this day is for this day and this day is for this day. I understand about recognition, but I
Right.
feel like it shouldn't just be on a certain day or a certain month or holiday. It should be like all the time to be understanding about every situation.
Amen to that, sister.
Yeah.
How hard do you think it is as an independent artist to be seen and heard in this industry?
I feel like it's hard, but it's not hard. And when I say it's not hard, I mean like you could get a bunch of people looking at your stuff, listening to your stuff, but not really being there for your stuff. Finding
Right.
people who are going to be there is like the difficult part. Like someone who's going to be there through the whole entire journey.
Right.
Like a bunch of people just hitting your stuff and seeing your stuff, but no one's really going to be there connecting. That's like the hard part, getting those to like stick around through the whole journey and making that connection. Just say this is like what we're going to be doing together. It's not just my journey, but it's going to be us doing this whole thing together. So that's what I find is the most difficult part.
Yeah. What I see with independence, because I've been doing this a while, we're competing against mainstream artists. So if you ever, for example, and I always talk about this, is at a point when Lizzo's music, one of her popular songs came out, my God, I would go into the car in the morning, the afternoon, and the evening. It was the same song to
Yeah.
the point that I couldn't listen to it anymore. I would have to turn the radio station to another station or turn it off completely. Now, I know in the beginning when the song comes out, we have to market, get it out there, get it out there. That part I understand.
Yeah.
It is months and months later after the song had reached this popularity, it's just too much. Now, radio is pay to play. If you don't have $30,000 or whatever it costs to do it, independent artists just don't have that money, or we need a sponsor or backer that will help us get there. You know, so for me, it's like the radio and media, they're forcing you to only know specific artists. Because if we don't have the money, you're just going to know Taylor Swift, Beyonce, Lizzo, Harry Styles, just to name a few. That's all you're going to know. And it's crazy. That's why I'm trying to get, I don't know, I want to do some kind of challenge where give radio stations just a challenge. Find an independent artist that does everything themselves, have a 30-minute segment, and play their music. It's not going to hurt them. In fact, it might actually get them more listeners, because this year with the Grammys was the lowest rating Grammys ever. And I think what's happening with the Recording Academy is a good organization, but the problem is it's always the same people winning.
Yeah.
Same performances. So I think people are getting extremely tired of that. Now, I'm a voting member with the Recording Academy, and I've talked to them quite a bit about, having more independent artists on their like Grammy page, because it's always mainstream artists they're interviewing. One of my friends has actually had a nice article on there, Kalani Paya, and he's won like 4 Grammys already, and he's sweet. He's down to earth, but he also does everything himself. And so they're gradually getting to a step where they're showing. But I want to see somebody like me or somebody like you on the forefront of the page to say, hi, let me introduce you to this new independent. If they could at least do something like it once a month, or have 2 people, or do it twice a month, I don't know. But there's got to be some kind of, the barriers have to be broken down so that we are not forced to know the same artists for the rest of our lives. There are thousands of independent artists. I've listened to a number of them, and their music is just awesome. I mean, some of them write even, and I love Taylor Swift, but some of them even write better than her, or they write as good as her, So we need to really stick to breaking down those barriers. Now, if you have writer's block, How do you deal with writer's block?
Well, I'll put my writing away. I'll like, okay, I'll come back to it the next day, and then like I'll be going doing something while I'm not writing. Like words
Right.
start to my head, and, like phrases. And I'm like, I'll put this on my phone, and then when I get home or whatever, I just like go over everything, and I start like putting it all back together again. So like I could have like a song written or something started, and then I could just be like going to work or just somewhere along the day doing my day, and then something comes into my head. I don't know how, but it just happens.
I like that. Writer's block is crazy for me, but I'm going to segue into another question now. The best place for me to write a song or to get inspired is in the shower. I come up with the best melodies, lyrics, and then I walk out of the shower and I forget everything. I keep saying,
Oh,
I need to create or talk to somebody at MIT or create this gadget that's like waterproof that you can put in and soundproof that you can put in the shower. And then if you have an idea, just hit the button and then
go.
it just record everything. So where is an odd place that you've actually written a song?
Mm, odd place. Probably the bathroom floor. Like, I don't know. Like, I was just there and I was like, I was doing my hair or something. I just started thinking. I just sat there and I started like humming stuff and stuff
Right.
together. Like you said, like in the shower, it's kind of like
Yeah.
when.
No, we can find, I know for myself, I have a song called Map. And the way that I got that song is that I was walking by a bus stop and I
Oh,
saw a map. And I was like, oh, that would be a good song. And then the lyrics go, it's about a relationship. And you're like, get a map, get a clue, because I'm just not into you anymore. And so that's how I got that. And then I was looking at something red. And my song Red Room is based, and it was inspired by the Jack Nicholson film, The Shining, I believe. And I was inspired by that just to create that song, Red Room, and it's one of my most popular songs. If you could give advice to your younger self, and I'm sure that's going to be a younger self, what advice would you give your younger self?
just do what makes you happy, what you feel is true to you, and it's probably gonna suck at first, but just keep doing it anyway, because it'll all be worth it.
Yeah, no, and that's one of the things about music. Music is tough, and if you want to be in this industry, you really have got to love this industry because it is. I was just talking to my good friend Bertie Boat from B Square Management, and
Oh yeah.
we were just talking about that. It is extremely, extremely tough, and it's a lot of damn work. It's a lot of work. People don't. Some people, I have a friend that said her son's classmate was just like, oh, just when I'm done with school, can I tag along on your album or write with you or something? They just don't want to do the work. You have to invest. Here's the thing. You are an investment.
Yeah.
You are the investment. So you need to invest the time in you. Invest the time. You have to love yourself. You have to say, you know what? I'm this artist. I'm going to present something out there. And people are just going to love it. And you have to be reminded that music is subjective.
Yes.
Not everybody's going to like what you do. I have submitted songs to one organization and didn't get it. And then the other organization was like, I love this. And I won an award for it. So I think a lot of people need to be reminded of that. Not everybody's going to like your music, but there's going to be plenty of people that are going to love it.
Mm-hmm.
But you have to love your music first.
Yes.
You have to be able. Now, I can listen to one of my songs an hour straight. You have to be able to do that. And I'll say, oh my God. Or I'll look at one of my music videos and say, oh, you go, girl. You did your thing. You have to, and it's not a conceited thing, but you have to appreciate what you do.
Yeah.
And if you bring something out there in the world, you have to put the love in it so that people can love it back. And then you have to also not care what people think in this industry, which is an odd thing to say, because the fact that when you submit something, you're going to hope they like it, so you're caring about what they say. But when I say that, I mean that you have to be proud of your own body of work. Because sometimes it's not about awards or nominations or this or that, but you're being proud of what you've done with your work. So what advice would you give up and coming artists coming out there?
What I give? Let me see. Like I said, just like do what's true to you. Like I feel like just living your truth and just doing what makes you happy is like one of the most important advices. Like people will have stuff to say about it, but like at the end, it's your life, and you have to do what makes you happy because you don't have this. Well, as we know, is like this life. So you should just do what makes you happy and what feels right to you.
Yes, it is important. One thing I've learned during this pandemic is that no matter what your career path is, you need to do what makes you happy.
Mhm.
Now, we all have been in circumstances that we've needed jobs and we'd have to do odds and ends here and there.
Definitely.
But in the end, happiness is what everybody, that's the end. That's the end result. Everybody trying to achieve some kind of a happiness in their lives.
Yeah.
And if you're miserable doing something that you don't love, find something else. Because you know what? I've learned it's just not worth it. We've lost so many things, people, businesses, friendships, marriages, blah, blah. A lot of them have broken up because in the pandemic, people have actually had to spend time with one another. And some marriages, they realized they didn't even know each other because they had to spend so much time together.
Right.
It's really interesting. I wish somebody would write a book about what the statistics of what happened during this whole pandemic during this time. And then you realize also who are your supporters, who are your fans, and who are your non-supporters. I learned huge lessons during this past year, the past couple of years. Huge. Between arguing or agreeing to disagree about politics, about race relations, about music, about speaking your truth. Some people don't like you to speak your truth. But you should be able to do that. You don't have to give in to anybody else's opinion, but you have to speak about what is true for you.
Yeah.
And as artists, we are lucky that we get to do that. We can sing through our music. We can sing when we're angry, joyful, hesitant, questioning things. It's an amazing path.
Definitely.
So let everybody know where they can find you on the internet.
You can find me on Spotify, Jessica Jimenez, or just type my name in Google, Jessica Jimenez Music, and I should pop up with all my information.
Awesome sauce. Thank you, Jessica, for being on Chatting with Nat today. It was my honor and my pleasure to have you on here. I will follow you, find you, see what you're doing, and hopefully you'll get on the Chatting with Nat Blog Talk podcast. We'll get you signed up for that sometime in April. Things are, my schedule's getting cray-cray. My head's going to spin off. I'm going to do like an exorcist thing soon. But I hope you have an awesome day. Thank you. I will follow your journey, and I wish you much success.
Thank you. You as well.
All right. Thank you. Bye.
Bye.